Good morning. Today I'll be explaining the third program of this data structures lab. So the third program says that you need to implement the stack and also you need to check whether a given number is a palindrome or not by using the stack. Okay, that is one of the applications of the stack where you can check whether the given number is a palindrome or not. So first of all, let me tell you what is meant by a palindrome. Palindrome, suppose you have a number like this 1, 2, 2, 1. Okay, so if you reverse this particular number, if you get the same thing, like if you reverse the number, what will you get? 1, 2, 2, 1. So these two are equal. Okay, so then this number 1, 2, 2, 1 is called a palindrome. So we are going to implement this. We are going to check whether the given number is a palindrome or not by using the stack. So before that, we are going to implement all the operations on the stack. So before proceeding further, let me tell you what is meant by a stack. A stack is a data structure that can be either implemented by using an array or by using a linked list. So there are two ways of implementing the stack, that is by using the array or by using the linked list. Okay, so a stack and also this stack is called a LIFO. Okay, so that is last in first out. So that means whatever the element that is pushed onto the stack, that will be the element that will be popped out, that is deleted from the stack. Okay, let me show you that. Suppose that we have a stack. Okay, we have a stack. As I told you, there are two ways of implementing the stack, that is by using array or linked list. So I'll be concentrating on the array only because we are going to implement this lab program by using the stack, which will be implemented by using an array. So let us declare a stack. So int stack, because it is an array, I need to give some size. Okay, let me take a smaller size. Let it be 5. So that means, so usually I used to show that array in this way, right? So here this 5, look, it consists of 5 elements. So 5 locations will be there. Each element will be taking 2 bytes because all are integers. Okay. So like this I used to show. Now what I'm going to do is I'm showing this vertically. So here what is the size of the stack? 5. So first location, second, third, fourth and fifth. So let it be the index of the first. That means stack of this. Here we have stack of 0. This is 1, 2, 3 and 4. Because the size is 5, since it is starting with 0, it is ending with 4. Okay. Let me change this. Okay. So now, yeah. So what are we going to do is we are pushing the items, we are inserting the items into the array, into the stack, and also deleting the element from the stack. Okay, so the inserting an element into the stack, it is called push operation. Okay, push operation. And deleting from the stack, element from the stack, is a pop operation. Okay, so you can populate this particular stack by using the push operation, and also you are going to delete the element from the stack by using the pop operation. And because the size of the stack is restricted, you're going to see, like if you want to insert any element into the stack, you can first you need to check whether the stack is full or is it is it empty. I mean any locations are empty, so that you can push a new element. Okay, so for that purpose you need to check you need to have an operation is full. Okay, let us take as is full. Is full operation, it says that whether this particular stack is full or not. Suppose that you have some items. Let it be the stack of the integer, because this is a stack of integers. Let me take these values 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Okay. So now I want to push an item onto the stack. Okay. So can I push? No, because all the locations are occupied. I can't push a new element onto the stack. Then you have to print a message that stack is full. Otherwise you can if suppose you have a location free here, only 4 elements are there. still you have one location which is empty, you can push an element onto the stack. Okay, but how do you know where is this empty location? Okay, so you need to keep track of the locations, like you need to know that there is an empty location at 4. I need to enter the element, the new element. I need to push the new element on, into this location. So to keep track of this thing, we use one more element. Usually all the name conventions are the same name conventions will be used, like push, pop, is full, is empty, and so on. So we have an element, we have a variable. Usually we take it as a top, okay, as a top. Okay, now the question is, when you don't have any elements onto the in the stack, you don't have any elements in the stack, then because this variable is keeping track of this element, top is equal to -1, because there is no such element in this, so it is starting with 0. We initialize that variable called top to -1. Okay, now I want to push the first element into the stack. First I have to check, is the stack full? Okay, this I will check. Then how do you check that? How do you know that stack is empty? Suppose that, okay, let me take this case, all the locations are occupied. So when I push first item onto this, okay, so let me come in this way. All these locations are empty. I want to push the first element, push 10. Now I need to check. I need to check whether this is full or not. Full or not. So for that purpose, what do I do is, I take one variable called max. Okay, I will define this variable. So I'll take a constant max and I assign 5 to this, because maximum number of elements is this one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, when I want to push this element for the first time, okay, I will check first if top is equal to max -1. Okay, if top is equal to max -1. What is meant by that? Suppose you have all these elements. Okay, then the topmost element, top is always indicating the topmost element. So here the topmost element, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, so now top will be pointing to the topmost element. That's why we have taken the variable as name as top. Okay, so top will be indicating this. Suppose that I have all the elements, all the locations filled, then this particular condition will be true. Okay, so top is equal to max -1. That means already all the locations are occupied. I can't I can't push a new item onto the new element onto the stack. So I can, here if this is the case, I can print the stack is full. Okay, and I can exit from the program. Stack is full. Okay, otherwise, suppose that, take the scenario where you don't have any of the elements, the stack is full, empty. So that means that in that case, the value of the top will be -1, because there is no element, not even a single element present in the stack. Okay, so now in this case top is equal to -1. -1 is equal to max -1. Why we have taken max -1? Because this is starting with 0 and the maximum element is 5. So the topmost element, the index of the topmost element will be max -1. So -1 is equal to 4. So this condition is wrong. That means the stack is, there are some locations left in stack. Okay, now I want to push 10 now. So what do I do if this is not full? I will store this element 10 into this location. So what do I write? And here that location is indicated by ST. What is this? This is an array. Okay, array of which index? 0. Okay, so how do you get that index? Top is equal to -1. So what do you do is, you increment the value of the top. Okay, increment the value of the top. Now top will become minus 1 plus 1 is equal to 0. Now top is equal to 0. That means this top variable is pointing out to this location. Now I can store this item. Let it be key or item. Let me take it as an item. Okay. Now this variable item is equal to 10. Okay. And I want to store this 10 into this location. So what do I write here? I need to write st of plus plus top is equal to item. That means I have inserted this item into this. That means I had inserted this 10 here. Now top is equal to 0 at this junction. Okay. Now next I will let me take this. Let me retain the code. Now I want to push the second element 20. Item is equal to 20. Now I'll have to check whether the stack is full. How do I check? If top is equal to max minus 1. So what is the value of top? It is 0 is equal to 4. Okay, this is false. That means I'll come down. Okay, so this should be under the same column. Please make a note of that. So st of plus plus top. Now what do? I will increase the value of the top. So that now the value of the top is, so this is not 0 now. The value of the top is equal to 1. That means this is pointing to this particular location. So what do? Now I copy this item, the value of the item into this location. That means 20, I'm copying it to this location. Okay, now I want to push another item, 30. Okay, so the item is equal to 30 here. Now again I'm going to check top is equal to 1. 1 is equal to max minus 1. So that is 1 is equal to 4. 1 is equal to 4. This is no. Okay, this is false. This condition becomes false. Then it comes here. Then plus plus top. First, this is assignment and this is increment. Increment takes place first. After that, assignment takes next. Okay. So top will be, now it is equal to 20. Okay. Now I'm going to store this item. I'm going to store this item 30. Okay. Let me continue with this. Suppose I want to push an item 30 into this stack. Okay. So in that case, what is the value of the top? Top is equal to 1. Okay. So here top, that is 1 is equal to 4. So it is not true. Then it comes down. Then plus plus top. Top will be incremented to 2. Okay. Now top will be no longer 1. It is 2. So top is equal to 2 here now. Now st of 2 is equal to item. What is the item now? This is 30. 30 will be stored in this item. Okay. Now next let us push on the next item, that is 40. Okay. So 40. Now what is the value of the top? Top is equal to 2 is equal to 3. Okay. So sorry, 2 is equal to 4. Then this condition is wrong. Then it comes down. Okay. Then st of plus plus top. Then what will be the value of the top? Top will be, now it is 2 plus 1, 3. Okay. Now top will be 3. And in this position, st of 3, this 40 goes to that particular location. So 40 will be here. Okay. Next, I want to push the next item. This is 50. Push 50. Okay. So what is the value of the top now? 3. 3 is equal to 4. This condition becomes wrong. Then it comes here. And st of plus plus top. As I already told you, first increment takes place. So top value will be no longer 3. Now it will be top is equal to 4. Okay. So top is equal to 4. And in this location goes the item 50. Okay. So now I want to push another item. Let me see. Let me push another item 60. Push 60. So item is equal to 60 now. Now top is, what is the value of top? 4. 4 is equal to max minus 1. Okay, so we have defined in the earlier this one video, I had defined max to 5 here. Okay, so top is equal to 4 is equal to 4. So this condition becomes true now. Then it comes here, stack is full. Okay, after that again it comes to this particular statement directly. From here it jumps here. Again we are going to execute this particular statement, whereas we need to stop it here. We are not going to suppose. So what we have to do is, we can, whenever there is a stack full of stack is full, then what you can do is you can return from this function. You can go back to the calling function. So you can write return function here. Okay, either you can do like this. Otherwise, there are so many options. Actually, there is no hard and fast rule that you have to follow the same logic. Okay, so if top is equal to max minus 1, print else. You can write this. Okay, so but I don't want to don't want to use that else and all. So that's why I'm just returning this, returning from here itself. So I can write return here. Otherwise, you can write if this condition true, this printf statement, else this can be written there. Okay, so this is about the push function. So how you are going to, this is the logic behind the push function. Only the thing is you need to make sure that particular condition should not be condition. What is that condition? You need to check whether the stack is full. If it is not full, you can enter that particular item in the position which is pointed to by this top. As I told you, top will be initialized to minus 1. Okay, now I want to delete the elements from the stack. Okay, so you can have an analogy of the stack with the stack of the plates, right? If you want to put a new plate, so where will you put that new plate? On the stack of the plates on the top itself. Okay, in the same way, whenever you want to add the item into this stack, that will be on the top of that item. Okay, and when you from the stack of the plates, when you want to take out the plate, usually, okay, what will you do? You will remove. You will take out the top, which is the plate which is on the top of the stack. In the same way, whenever you want to remove the item from the stack, that is the topmost item which you are going to remove. Okay, so for that purpose, suppose that I want to delete the item, and here you can't specify, you can't remove any of the items from in between. Like you can't remove 30 if this is a stack. You can't remove 30, you can't remove 20 and all. If at all you want to remove 30, first you need to remove pop out this 50 and 40, then only you can pop out this 30. Remember that. So you can't specify the item which you have to delete. Just pop, that's it. Okay, so that means the topmost element will be deleted. Okay, so now I want to pop the element from the stack of the this stack. Okay, so and I want to store that whatever the item that has been popped, I want to store that in some particular variable. Let it be item. Then how I'm going to do that? And this is the case, like stack is not empty, right? Some items are existing. What if all these items are, there are no such item, there is no item, a single item in the stack. Then what will be the value of the top? Obviously it will be minus 1. Okay, so if at all, first before popping out any element from the stack, you need to make sure that the stack is not empty. How do you make sure? As I can see that there is no such item, but how do you tell the computer to tell the computer the stack is empty? How the computer knows that the stack is empty or not? Okay, what is the condition for that? So here you can write, if the stack top is equal to minus 1. Okay, there is no such items, then obviously it will be minus 1. So if top is equal to minus 1, then you can write here the stack is empty, and you can return from here only. The same, like return will be going back to the calling function. Okay, otherwise, suppose that we have all these items. Okay, let us take only 3 items. What will be the value of the top? So top will be pointing to this one. Top is equal to 2. Okay, now I want to execute this particular function call. I want to pop the element from the item from the stack. So I'll call this function. Then what happens? This is the code. Like top is equal to minus 1. Is top is equal to minus 1? No, this is 2. So this condition becomes false. Then it will come out. So what do I do is, I will remove this item and I want to store in some variable to show that this is the item that has been deleted from the stack. Okay, so for that purpose, what I do is, I have a variable. Suppose item is a variable. I'll be declaring item is equal to st of. Now what I have to do? So top is pointing to the location where I have the element, right? The topmost element. So there is no need to decrease or increase the value of the top now. So I will write top. So what happens? this top will be the whatever is the item on the which is indicated by this top will be stored in this item. After that, this item has to be removed. So what do is I will decrease the value of the top so that the top will be pointing to this item. Okay, so that this location it will be pointing out now. Okay, and again I want to pop an element. Okay, now what do? First I will check this condition. Top is equal to -1. What is the value of the top? 1. 1 is equal to -1. This condition is false. Then it comes down, and now item is equal to, what is item? 20. So in this case, item was 30. Now in this case, item will be 20. And after that, what do? The value of the top will be decremented. First assignment takes place. After that, the decrement, the decrement operator which is applicable on the top will be taking place. Okay. Now this top, what will be the value of the top now? Top was 1. Now the top value will be decremented. So now top will become 0. Okay. Now again I want to execute one more pop operation. Okay. Now I'll check top is equal to 0. 0 is equal to -1. No. Okay. Then it comes down. Item is equal to ST of top minus minus. Okay. So that means top item is equal to what is the item which is indicated by this top? That is 10. Item is equal to 10. Then what will be the value of the top? That will be decremented to -1. Okay. So these two are gone. Now I still want to pop from the stack. Then I'll call this function pop. Then what happens in that case? Top is equal to -1. If -1 is equal to -1, this condition becomes true. Then what happens? The stack is empty. That condition this statement will be printed on the screen, and it will return from the program. Okay, return from this function to the calling function. Okay, so this is about the push and pop of this, the logic behind the push function as well as the pop function. Okay, so now it is given that, let me read the question given by the VTU in the VTU syllabus. Design, develop and implement a menu-driven program in C for the following operations on stack of integers. Array implementation of the stack with maximum size max, it is given. And the operations are push an element onto the stack, pop an element from the stack, demonstrate how the stack can be used to check the palindrome, demonstrate overflow and underflow situations on stack, display the status of the stack, and exit. So all these functions have to be implemented in this particular program. So before going into the program, okay, I may be changing the logic. This is the logic that was the logic behind the program, which I had explained how the items are pushed and the popped out of the stack. Okay, so let me explain the logic behind the palindrome also. Okay, after that, in the next video, I'll write the program and explain all the statements. Okay, so as it is given, the array of integers, it is given that we are going to check whether the given number is a palindrome or not. I am taking here as the number and I am going to check whether it is a palindrome or not. Okay, so let us see how can we implement that. Let the number be 1221. So I am taking that variable, okay, and I'm giving, suppose I'm supplying the value 1221, the value to this in. Suppose this is my number. Now I want to check whether this particular number is a palindrome or not. So what is a palindrome? I already explained. So if you reverse this number, it should be the same. Okay, so what I will do now is I will extract the digits. I will extract all the digits, okay, one by one, and I will be again popping all these digits from the stack, and I'll compare that. So how I'm going to do is, I'll push, how the push and pop functions take place. Here operations take place. Here what I do is, I will extract the last digit, okay, okay, let me take, okay, let it be like this only. So 1, I'll extract the last digit, so which is in units place, and I'll push onto the stack. Next 2 and 2 and 1. Okay. Now what do I do is, again I'll be extracting this. I'll be popping out. So I will get 1, 2, 2, 1. But this is not being reversed. This is not being reversed. Okay. Let me check this logic and I'll come back to you in the next week. Yeah, in the previous, earlier I had thought of taking the number and extracting all the digits and it will become a little complex. So I had found out one way of making the code very simpler. Okay, so how do I do that is, I will I'll take a string. Okay, so as you know, a string is nothing but a set of characters, and also it will be ended by the null character. Okay, so suppose my string is 1 to 2 1. So how it will be stored? This will be stored as 1 2 2 1, and here one null character will be there. That means the indices will be 1 2 3 4 3 and 4. Okay, now what I will do is, I will extract each character, which is nothing but the digit, and I'll push it onto the stack. But here the problem is, the stack I had defined as a integer, but this whatever I'm extracting, that is nothing but a character. So how can I push this character onto the stack which is of an integer? So what I will do is, I will convert that character into an integer, and I'll push it onto the stack. Okay, after that I will pop out each element. I'll check it with that. Okay, first let me start with the code. So I'm going to do that. Okay, let us take the same example. And here what I'm going to do is, what I will first take the number which is not a palindrome, so that you'll understand that properly. Okay, so here this is 1 2 2 3, and this is the and make sure that, because we would have already executed the push operation, pop operation and all earlier, so the value of the top may be something else. So to make sure that the stack is empty, you make top is equal to -1. Don't forget that. Okay, so first let me write it here. Top is equal to -1. So after reading the string, that means I'm reading the number 1 2 2 3 as a string. Now what I will do is, I'll extract each digit, each character. So how am I going to do that? I'll use the for loop directly. While loop is also better, but to have a concise code, I will go with the for loop. So for I is equal to, from the beginning, first I will extract the first character, second character, and so on. So what is the index of the first character? 0. So this I is the index. I am going to use for the index of this particular stack. So particular string. I is equal to 0. Till when I'm going to extract all the characters 1 2 2 3. But this I'm not going to. I don't want this. Okay, so that means till you get the null character, you need to extract. So that means, what is the name of the string I have taken? str. str of I is not equal to, what is the character? Because you know that if it is a string, that will be ended with a null character. It is not equal to null, then I plus plus. Okay, when I is equal to 0, I'll get this digit 1. So what I will do is, now I will push this particular one, whatever the character I have, that is str of I, which is equal to 0 in this case. Str of 0, which is 1, I want to push that onto the stack. So I already have some push operation here. I would have defined this push operation. So I'll be calling this push operation. And to make the program simpler, I'll be declaring the stack, the stack as a global variable. Okay, so for now because the stack is a global variable, I'll be just sending what is the item to be pushed onto the stack. So push. Now what is the item here? This is in str of I. So str of I, in the beginning it is 0, that is 1 we are going to push. But as I told you earlier, the problem with this is this is a character and this is an integer stack. So I have to convert this character into the integer. So I can convert that into the integer character into the integer by putting minus and within the single quotes 0, because it's taking care of the ASCII values. Okay, so now 1 will be, now this 1 is integer, not a character, because I had converted that. Now this 1 has been pushed into the stack. Okay, now again when this is I is equal to 0, okay, I is equal to 0, str of I 0, so that is it's not equal to null, it comes down. Then we are pushing that particular integer which is converted from the character onto the stack. So 1 has been put here. Okay, next when I is equal to 1, so str of 1 which is nothing but 2 which is not equal to null character, then it comes down, that also str of 1 also will be pushed onto the stack. So that means 2 has been pushed onto the stack. Now what I will do is, next I is when I is equal to 2, so str of 2 which is nothing but 2 which is not equal to null character, this condition is true, then it comes down, that also will be pushed on to the top of the stack. So what will be the top value? Let me write it here. It will be 2 now. Next, when I is equal to 3, so str of 3 is nothing but 3, it is not equal to null character. If this condition becomes true and it comes here, that also will be pushed on to the top of the stack. Okay, now top will be 3. Now, when I becomes 4, because it is incrementing here, when I becomes 4, then str of 4 is not equal to null, because it is equal to null, this condition becomes false, then it comes down. Okay, it comes out of the for loop. Now what I have to do? Okay, so if this is my original string or the number. Okay, now what I am going to do is I have to reverse this number. No, reverse this number. That means this 3. When you reverse this number, this becomes 3 to 2 1. Okay, so what I have to do? This should be matched with this one. Okay, and this also should be matched, this also should be matched, this also should be mapped. When I reverse that number, it will become that. So is it the same number? To know that, each digit must be compared. Okay, when I compare this and this is becoming false, that means it's not a palindrome. But how do I do that? So this reverse number 3221, if you can find it in the stack 3221, and the nature of the stack is, you can pop out the item, you can delete the item. If you delete the item from the stack, the item which is on the top of the stack will be deleted. That means 3 will be deleted first. Okay, so that's what we wanted here. Okay, so now till when you are going to you're going to what I should tell, like till when you are going to pop out all the elements till the stack is empty, or the stack is empty, or like that empty condition can be removed, because whatever is the length of the string, no, so that is length of the string, you can know how many characters are there. So for that purpose, to reduce the number of lines in the code, what I am going to do in this is I is equal to 0. Okay, I is equal to 0, and str of I is not equal to null character. If str of I is not equal to null character, then I plus plus. Str of I is not equal to null character, I plus plus. Okay, so what I will do is I will pop this element. So I can call the function called pop. Okay, called pop. Okay, because this doesn't take any values here, because the item which is on the top of the stack will be returned back. Now, as soon as I pop an element, pop the element here, I can check that this 3 with the first element of the string. So I can write if str of I is equal to, okay, let me take one more bracket. If str of I is equal to pop, okay, So what will be this? What will be the value here? Pop means the topmost element will be popped. That means 3 will be popped here. Okay. And what is str of I here? This is 1. But here this item which is popped out from the stack is an integer, but this is a character. So what I should do? I should convert this into the character. So how can I convert this into the character? Pop whatever the item, then plus 0. Okay, so plus 0. If these equal to, okay, pop of this equal to this, the str of 1 I, that is 1, is equal to pop, that means which is being popped here? 3. Y plus 0 here within the single quotes, that will be converted into the character. If these two characters, so double equal sign. Okay, so if these two characters are not same, that means that is not a palindrome. What I will do is, I will return some value 0 here. I will return some value 0 here. So that means here itself, once, what is the item popped? 3. 3, if you compare with this 1, this is not matching, that means this is, no need to check the further values. It is not a palindrome. Immediately you can return 0 here. So what I am going to do in this code is, I am returning 0 if this is not a palindrome. I am returning 1 if it is a palindrome. Okay, if it is a palindrome. Now, so next, this is what? Like, suppose that I have here 1. Suppose that I have 1 here. This is also 1. In this scenario, what will happen? So I had this for loop is to push all the characters converted into integers onto the stack, which I have done already. Now I is equal to 0, str of I is not equal to null, and I plus plus. So if str of I, what is str of I? 1 now. Okay. So 1 is equal to pop. First you pop. What is that element pop? 1, which is an integer. If you add this plus 0 character, then it will be converted into the integer. Both are same now? Yes, this is true. Okay. This is true. So this is not equal to. If both are not equal to, then return 0. I'm sorry for that. This is not equal to 0, then return 0. If both are equal, okay, next go to the next one. So that means I becomes 1 here. That means the second character is 2. 2 is equal to pop the item now. So what is the item to be popped? That is 2 now. Okay, 1 is popped already. Now 2 will be popped. Both are equal. Yes, true. Then this condition becomes false. Then comes down and again goes to the for loop. Then I becomes 1 here. So I becomes 2 here now. So what is there in the at 2? I think there is confusion. I was 0 and I was 1. Okay, this also has been popped now. Now I has become 1 now. Okay. Now what is the item to be popped? What is the item into the string? The third position 2 is equal. Is not equal to means it is wrong. It is also wrong. This is also wrong. Okay. Let me change here also. This is also wrong. Then 2 is not equal to 2. Not equal to 2. Yeah, this is also wrong. Okay, then the return 0 won't be happening there. Next, what is the next item? 1. 1 is not equal to 1. This is also wrong. Okay, then it goes to the for loop. When I becomes, this is 3. When I becomes 4, str of 4 is not equal to null. What is str of 4? It is null. Not equal to null. Sorry, here. Not equal to null here. Okay, not equal to null there. Okay, then what happens? This condition becomes false now. Then it will come out of the for loop. So it is coming out of the for loop means what? This is going to be, this is going to be palindrome. In that case, I'll be returning the value 1, which means that this is the given number is a palindrome. Okay. So please pardon me for making some silly mistakes here. This is not equal to. Okay, not equal to, and this is also not equal to. Okay, so this is the logic behind this how to check whether the given number is a palindrome or not. So if it is normal digit, if I had the number integers, if you integer variable if I take, then again it's a problem. Like no, it's not a problem actually. We can do that, right? Extract each digit from the integer and reverse it and check it. Okay, that is also not a problem. But I found this particular code is very small and understandable, so that's why I have chosen this particular